What's up, guys? Again here with FalTac. It is the calm before the storm. It is a beautiful Friday morning. A little warm, but that's okay. But we have another like 8 days of rain coming. So yeah, it's sunny right now, only for the time being because we got about 3 hours before the rain hits. So I'm going to be inside and I'm going to take you guys on a journey because I had an idea I want to try and might as well document it and see if it could happen. Now I have a order for a Glock 17 with TLR1. I'm sorry, with TLR9, which is the massive guy. But I don't have a vac mold for a Glock 17 with TLR9. But what I do have is a Glock 20 TLR9. Now, if you're not familiar, the Glock 2021, they're 45s, and the 17 is a 9mm, which means that the 2021 is wider in all dimensions. So from top of slide to bottom of rail, it is wider, and from left of slide to right of slide, it is wider. But I got this guy. So I'm going to duplicate this Palehorse mold with .06 Kydex. So I'm just doing this to get the form of it. And then we're going to go ahead and duplicate it and then machine it down to smaller specs and then pull it and see what it does. So I'm curious to see if this will work, and I figured let's take you guys along for the ride. So I'm going to go ahead, throw this in here because I don't really care how this comes out as long as it's formed to this pretty well. So let's just get it done. I'm going to clean the mold. This is already hot, ready to go. Let's go to town. Now it's just a matter of getting some stuff ready. I went ahead, took the level, and this is level both axes. We got the torch that we need, mixing bucket, part A and part B, Aluminite RC3 tan. And then we just need my mixing stuff, which, bam, right here, and a drill. And I'm going to weigh out probably 1 pound each. That should cover that and a couple more, so should be good. And there is 16 ounces or 1 pound of part A. Now we're going to mix in part B, which is equivalent to just equal parts by weight. Cool. Just a little bit over what I needed. I'll take that. Looks like a tortilla. See the steam coming off over here. Thing's getting pretty hot. But luckily it hardens before it deforms. So, but the reason why I'm using .06 is because it gets into all the nooks and crannies a lot better than the .08, which will give us a more detailed mold to work with. Alright, it is 10:25 in the morning, a half hour, and then we could just take it out. and we'll go from there. So I'm going to take this time and I'm going to bust out a couple orders because I just got a delivery of QLS forks and QLS or UBLs and all the hoods and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and knock a couple things out and keep going. Well, ladies and gents, I have good news and bad news. The good news is, while this was cooling, I went ahead and I cut a brand new 5.7 mold, and God, that looks pisser. It looks awesome. It's getting the light there. There we go. That came out awesome. Now I just got to trim it from here. And then I'm using the leftovers, and I'm making flat widgets. But I don't know if you can hear it, but it's thundering right now. It's raining, and we just had a couple power surges, so I shut the CNC down and disconnected it for a little bit, just in case, because that is a very large investment to get hit by lightning and ruined. But here is the copy. It came out good. It bowed a little bit, so I put it in the oven for a few minutes and then threw it on clamps, and it straightened it back out, which is what you would normally do anyway. But after the storm goes through, we're going to go ahead and machine this down a little bit. And, well, I do have to kind of clean it now because, like I said, I was making a mold earlier today to update my 5.7 mag mold. Now, this fits the PSA, this fits the Smith & Wesson, and this also does Desert Eagle 50 cal. So now I have that, and if I could only design and make a trim jig for it, we'll do that after the fact, actually. But this came out awesome. I'm happy with it. And, well, I'm going to have to wait till after the storm, or at least most of this storm, because it's going to rain for the next, like, 8 or 9 days. But this will be done before then, I promise you. I told you it was raining. It's raining. Damn. Oh, yeah. This is fun. Oh, it's the little things that make me happy. Although I like sunshine and rainbows, but damn. Now that everything's all set and it's finally simmering down here in New Hampshire, we have a small break in storms right now. So it's nice and, well, it's sunny over here and it's cloudy over here. Not because there's trees and whatnot, but there's storm after storm after storm. And according to news, there's a hurricane actually traveling up the coast and heading towards us as well. So we'll see how that goes. But for the most part, let's take some measurements, let's do some math, and let's cut a mold. So I have here a Glock 19 TLR9, which is the version we need, but the TLR9 is the same as profile as the TLR7, just longer. So not going to be much difference. So we got ahead our 0 point. So our, let's see here, our G19 TLR7, and then we're going to have our G21 TLR9. So the height from top of mold to top of slide is 0.410 on the 17. So bottom of mold to top of slide. All right, and then the next, I'm gonna move this out of the way here. Is 0.466 for the same. Now, oddly enough, the top of slide to bottom of light is coming up as 0.25, oh, sorry, 2.525 roughly, and that's what this is coming out to be. It's just, honestly, I don't think we're going to have an issue whatsoever. So what I'm going to do right now, let me zoom in for you, is after our measurements of 56 ten thousandths, we're going to go ahead and cut down that much right here. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut here, around, up here, and then I'm going to do my best to match that curve because obviously I'm not writing a program, I'm doing this by hand. So I'm just going to go up, over, up, over, up, over, up, over until I get kind of that. But all I'm going to do is just cut this out right here, cut that because I won't need it because I technically have that blocking. And then I'm going to continue that on this side. So I'm just going to do both sides. And then what I'll do is I'm going to do a practice pull. I'm just going to do one pull on it out of maybe 0.06 or probably 0.06 so I don't waste 0.08. And then see how it fits. And if we need to shave some of this right here, we will. And as you can see, we are zeroed out where we want to be right there. And pretty much all we have to do is dip down 0.056 inches and then cut. So if you look over here, I have a step, and what I did, I can focus on a couple things here, is I did the step right there at 0.56 or 0.056, and all I need to do is hit the down button, and then it's gonna puncture down that 0.056, and then we're just gonna move everything around. Okay, here we are, turning the step on, going down, bink, so there's 0.056. We're going to turn this on. And after that mess, here it is right here. I will clean this up over here, right there, by hand. But that's nice. So that's the top of this, and then we're gonna move to this piece. Wow, there we go. We're gonna move to this piece right here. After, technically it's not needed because the slide's gonna keep everything in place, so maybe I won't even touch that. But now I gotta do this side with the same thing. So I just gotta move over to 0, get on that side, and then drop it 0.056. Well, I don't know about you guys, but it looks absolutely superb. Nice and smooth. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do this by hand. I'm just going to take one of my bits and just zip that out real quick. This is looking pretty good, so I don't think I'm going to do anything else. I'm going to drill holes in this, and let's do a test pull on 0.06, and let's go from there. See if we need to shorten this distance up from here, or if it'll be perfect the way it is. Which at this point now would be a good time to turn this on, because I just got back from the post office, so everything was off. So let's do it. This is the only thing that sucks about cutting the way I did. Now I gotta clean it everywhere, but it's okay because it's all part of the process. And here we go, drilled, ready to go. And we're gonna go ahead, heat up some 0.06, throw it in there, no attachments, no nothing. I just wanna see if this will work as it sits and make modifications from there. And this is so I don't waste any 0.08 Kydex. So what I did is I cut it to shape, drilled a couple holes, folded it, and this is what we have. Now, here's the thing. It is actually almost perfect. When I was working the mold, let me show you, there was a couple inconsistencies in here. So I took one of my cleaning bits and I just swiped it a couple times. Well, I ended up taking off too much material. So now it's a little snug. Once it gets to that point right there, which is pretty normal, to be honest with you, when you take out that material. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple layers of tape on the inside of this mold, right? Because I can't add anything else to it unless I do some other stuff. So we're going to add that, and then we'll take another pull and go ahead and actually build the holster. So far, so good. I added a couple layers of tape on the inside, right there and right there, obviously. And I just did one layer cut to, you know, the body lines of the flashlight. Just a little bit of layer right there for a little extra clearance. Hoping it'll clear up a little bit. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to block it, throw it in the press, and we're going to start, we're going to see the finished product. Purple haze carbon fiber with a Tuck claw, all right? And we'll see how it goes. Now this is going to be compensated, so it's going to be cut the bottom anyway. So let's just see how it goes. And this is right-handed, so we're going to take this because we know this is going to go right there, and this is going to sit right there, specific to, let's see here, because we don't want to go too far because that thing's going to stick up pretty good. I always stuck these right here. We're going to put that there, and because that's not a lot of belt right there, so we're going to do that. That's going to be perfect. Maybe come down just a hair. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and tape that. I can find my tape in place. And the only thing left to do is warm up my carbon fiber. And hopefully we have a nice holster at the end. And with a little bit of movie magic, here we are right here. In and out pretty good. And now we just gotta do the final shape. So let's do that. So we know this goes to about here. And let's see here. Our mark cut. The chamber goes right there, so we'll hit that. Come down here right at this bend. Go up. Now remember, this is compensated, so we're gonna have to cut the very front off of it. Alright, and that is roughly where the trigger sits. Like so. Come over. We're gonna come up like that. And like I said, so we're gonna cut this off over like that, and this is gonna wrap around and curve. Alright, so I don't know if you can really see that. I can barely see it. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut it. Also, I've been getting very frustrated lately with my bandsaw that I have. I've noticed that it doesn't cut. It lowers an RPM and then it just stalls out, but it sounded like the motor was still running, so I just looked it over a little bit and I discovered something. So check this out. So I was in here, right, and I'm like, well, what the hell is going on? And I could see the drive belt, the motor, spinning, but this is slowing down, which is telling me this belt was loose. So I bought a new belt, installed it. Thing is cutting brand new again, and it's not even changing RPM as I'm hitting it, so thank God. Now let's assemble it. As you can see, did all the cutting, cleaned it up, did everything we needed to do, and let's throw it together. Bada bing. Oh. Alright. So we know, like I said, it's going to be clawed. And it's right-handed, so let's take the claw and assemble it. Oh, I missed a little bit of pencil mark. I'm surprised I actually saw that. There we go. Okay. And as you guys know, I like to do pass-throughs. Then a 3/4 bolt.
And square it up before you tighten it. Those were 1/4 inch bushings, and this is 3/8, no, 3/16 nut. So let's get those on. And see if we have to make any adjustments anywhere. Oh, oh, I need to change my boxers. That was beautiful. Let's go a little bit tighter. It was a little too tight on that one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually take these out, because generally what I do is 3/16, but because it gets rather tight going down, I'm going to swap these out with 1/4 inch. That way we'll get more thread on there, and it'll be safer and won't back out. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Beautiful. All right. Well, let's get these in here. 1 and 2. And now, because this is super thin metal, I go with the next step down for bolt size. Here's 1. And 2. Alright, so there's that. Bada bing. And there's one more piece of the order left to do. So let's go do that right now.
Well, I can't be any more happier with how this came out. Taking a Glock 21, which is obviously larger than the Glock 17, copying it, machining it, and turning it into a beautiful pistol holster. And now that just saved me $130 from purchasing a Glock 17 TLR9 mold. So I can now do Glock 17s, Glock 19s. Oh God. Let's see here. So it's 17, 22, 32, 19, 23, 33, 45, 44. So any of those with a TLR9 and an open bottom will cover pretty much majority of those, actually all of those. So here's to the next one. So I'm pretty stoked that this worked out. Again, you don't need a CNC machine. You can do this by hand. Obviously it won't be as pretty, but there are ways to do it, and there are ways to get by. There are many ways to skin a cat. I just happened to invest in that machine, which allowed me to do a lot more stuff, because I got some more things coming up that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to start making molds in-house for a few other things that don't require a 3D scanner. But once I get the 3D scanner, I am going to freaking go ham, because I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. So for now, this is going to be stored with all my Glock molds. As you can see, I labeled it G17 TLR9. And this guy is heading out. And where are we going here? Oh, I left it over there. This is going all the way out to Louisiana. I've been there a couple times. Absolutely beautiful state. And hopefully it can go again. I stayed just outside NOLA for a little bit, and I was down there with hurricane relief about 5-6 years ago. A bunch of buddies of mine, we collected donations for about a month right after the hurricanes hit, and we pretty much we rented trucks and trailers, and we filled those trailers out there up here, and we trailed them all the way down from New Hampshire, and ended up being like a 27-hour ride. We did it. And it was fun, you know, trying to help people out. It was a devastating time, and just, you know, handing out food, clothes, toys toiletries, things that were needed to have a healthy and clean, more clean life. So yeah, maybe I'll do that again if time allows me to. But again, holster, bracelet, absolutely beautiful. Heading out to Louisiana, and I thank you guys for watching and joining me on this journey, because I haven't really done this before, and I wanted to see how it came out. So thank you guys. Huge shout out to Holstersmith and Knife Kits. I actually have a couple things that we're going to be doing in future videos. I did tell you we're going to do this. I ordered some Cordoba wrap, so we're going to make a holster. And you guys know from previous videos that it doesn't really form that well on vacuum, because this is not stretchy, and it was killer on the foam press. But I bought a tool, and because we can do this after your holster is already made, and this is a very cheap item to buy, considering amount of holsters now. And then we're gonna have some fun stuff. So thank you guys. I will catch you on the next one.